Now, hold on a minute. I mean, I know one time you wiped that pole out pretty good down there. that shit down.
Welcome, race fans. Watermelons and Woodchips, presented by Central Iowa Diesel Performance, episode 19. To the right, we have the GM, Josh Reynolds. All the way down at the end, we have Jonathan Logue. I'm Cody Malacote, and with us, we have we do have a Vansickel, but it's a different one.
The original J-Van, right?
It's another tally mark on the side of somebody on here before Jared.
And this one's really going to rub him raw.
You think?
It is, because it's like, really, you guys, which one's the oldest? You're the oldest.
Jerry is.
Jerry's the oldest.
I'm the youngest.
Really? God, I'm sorry, bud, but you guys look a lot alike.
That's why I have a beard.
You're a little better looking. Yeah, the beard looks way better than Chair's does.
If I shave, my wife's like, you dick.
I believe that.
But, another part of the reason, though, obviously to, give Jerry a little jab, but, Jason has done a lot, right? Promoted races, fixes a lot of our broken shit at the racetrack.
There's a lot to cover.
Has driven a late model, races a stock car. Now he owns another stock car for his son. So there's a lot to dive into here.
Well, we kind of vaguely talked a little bit about this guy last week. He didn't even know it. We were talking about the rat's nest of shit.
I heard it.
That he works on at the Speedway.
When you talked about the rat's nest in the concession stand, I thought, Jonathan, shut up so nothing goes wrong with it.
No. Well, it's like, we've been going there my whole life, and I see another wire or two being added, or maybe not all of them work, and they're just like, fake wires up there. They're just like, we're not going to cut them down.
They're legit.
If you see a phone wire, it's probably not. But other than that,
that makes it scarier.
Yeah, right.
I think it was Super Nationals 13 or 14 when that caught on fire back there.
Yep.
So I spent a lot of time cleaning up what was bad and making it right, but it's still not something to brag about.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? It's amazing. You go to a lot of these racetracks, and we talked about it, last week. The question of the week was, what would you do? And a lot of people were commenting about the lights and stuff like that. But I feel like Boone's really good for lighting. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of places that are dark, and it's not 100%. It's not that they don't have lights. It's just kind of like, we used to joke about it all the time when we come home from Webster City. You could still see the glow from the Boone Speedway just because of how big those lights are out there behind the press box there in the grandstands.
Well, those old Channel 5 videos that we were kind of passing around, the
Iowa Racing Report,
Report, that Sunday night deal they used to do. Some of those are pretty cool. You watch that and you're like, how can they see? Like, it's very dark in most of them. And that was just what everybody was used to, And
yeah.
Now with the advent of LED lighting, and you can really, if we did LED lights at Boone and got that thing like super bright, it'd be crazy.
Oh, people in town would be pissed.
Yeah.
It will happen. Kathy Root and I have been talking about LED starting in the pits for sure, because the load and the demand just in the pits is astronomical. If you knew the utility bills and everything, you'd probably just drop a jaw.
And as an electrician for a living, that's what you do. Like, obviously we don't need whole numbers or anything like that, but just in a round, like a big overview of the whole thing. If we were able to convert every light at that place over to LED, like, what's that save? And what's that say to you? Like, what can we do? Is that 500 more campers? Is that,
So the track itself is on a 480 volt system, the infield for the lights, and then behind the grandstands, the pits is on a 240 volt 3-phase system, an old wild leg, and then single phase, and then the campgrounds are their own drive out back by the barn or the south side. That's all services from Flyin Energy. So the service behind the track is like a 1200 amp service, and it's pretty maxed out. But a lot of it's due to overheating, the wrong size wire. So we've been tearing a lot of that out and making it right, and it's gotten a lot better in the last 3 years. I stress when I'm there, because do I race? We'll keep doing this and watch this, but it's gotten to where you don't have to babysit it all the time. Your phone once in a while goes off. So it's getting a lot better. And so we're going to start with the pit area, getting energy consumption saved there. We're putting in a new service out by the Motorsports Warehouse in the spring, and Lottie wants to put lights back on the north side towards 30. So we're going to remove all that and start changing that, and then I think we'll start slowly dropping poles to LED. But I think
so like when you do that, does that mean that you got to go up there and take the old light down, or can you use any of the old light? Like, because I know there's like some converters and stuff that you can.
There's a conversion kit, but it's not as good as what an LED light would be. It's a corncob light, which doesn't give you it changes it, but it's not the best. Money wise, you're better off to just replace the light. With the stadium lighting out that's out now, you can take the fixture down, put the new one right on top where it was, and wire back in. So you go from 7.5 amps on a light to 2.5 now. You know, so
That's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you put an amp clamp. I think there's, don't quote me on this, but 570 for lights on. Yeah, there's over 100 lights on the track alone. So you think about
when they're all good.
When they're all good, yeah.
Right.
Now hold on a minute. I mean, I know one time you wiped that pole out pretty good down
that shit down. What are we?
So
7 minutes it got brought up.
That deal, my wife said on the way down, you know it's going to get brought up, and that the reason that happened is because he does wraps up north. Sebesma.
Sebesma.
He got sideways, and I didn't want to drive through him, and I turned, and by the time I got on the brakes to turn to avoid him, there was nothing I could do but just keep turning right and hope that I didn't hit it hard. And everybody's like, oh, it's totaled. I'm like, nah, it's just a ball joint and an A-arm. We're good.
I've been there before. Like, you don't have the time. Like, it was kind of brought up. We'll get to that question of the week, you know. But I really wasn't going to give you shit about it. I just wondered, like, when you hit it, did you think, oh shit, like, that just cost the racetrack, like, $1,000?
Because you knocked your lights out. Well, Hank was the first one up to me, and he goes, you know, the week's about over. You don't need more work. And all I could think of was, honestly, was Macintune. Don't get out of the car right away because, you know, when he hit, it was Sunday, wasn't it?
So
when that happened on a Sunday?
No, I think it was one of the rain nights we were running. Like, it was the fog night and all that. So it was when we raced on us. We ended up racing on a Sunday. That was the year.
And
2020.
And when that happened, you know, I could see the brackets come loose, and Dick and Joyce were sitting in there, and I go, them lights are going to fall. And 5 seconds later, they come down, and I thought, you know what? Just sit in the car till they say it's okay. And I thought, nah, I'm just going to stay in here. I'm not going to get out and have 500 pounds come crashing down.
Right.
Those things are heavy. And that is, I just want you to know, in the tower, within 20 seconds of it, the words job security came up.
And it was on the secret channel, in case somebody that was listening shouldn't have been listening.
I've always known there's a secret channel.
You know, there's more and more coming out about you people up there. So just telling you that.
Jason, we had a deal.
The only reason... You know, I've known, obviously, because I'm up there, but then when I flagged that night, I didn't have a third radio, and I don't remember who was up top in the tower. I said, shit. Just wave at me if you need something. Something, you know. Oh, yeah.
That's funny. So let's get into how you got involved with all this. Obviously, your family's been involved with racing, and you know, your dad did a ton of the videos for a long time. And like, kind of talk to us about, like, how did you get bit by the racing bug?
So, Mom and Dad went to the races forever. You know, that's what they did. And then, obviously, I was born in 78. I can remember being at the races when I was 4 or 5, when, you know, your memory starts to remember. And that's what we did on Saturday nights. We went out and ate pizza, then went up to Webster City, and then sat in the grass lot, and it was called the pre-race show, and they interviewed racers and the old commercials, the beer ads, the head for the mountains of Busch beer, and so then you'd go sit in the grandstands, and they're packing the track with trucks and cars, and that's just how it started. And then I think in '86, Dad bought a video camera and started filming. It was '86 or '87. I can't remember, but Mike Smith had won.
Before we were thought of, folks. Okay, I mean, in '80, is this right around the time when Jared started picking up the mic? Like, was it a thing? Like, were both of you just as amped up like to go to the races?
Oh, I loved the races. Yeah. I loved it. Jerry's got the more passion and drive of racing, and growing up as a kid, we had a dirt track in the backyard. Yes. And neighbor kids, and we'd have birthday parties. We'd have 30 people out there pedal bikes racing, and Jerry was the flagman and the announcer, and he black flagged me so many times, and it was fighting and arguing. And, then we had.
Did you break his nose on one of those occasions?
No, that was years later.
Okay, fine. All right. So he saved that one for years later. Right on. Okay.
We got to know that.
Okay.
So if it had wheels, I wanted to race it. I wanted to do stupid stuff, snowmobiles, and so it was just racing. And so then Dad started filming, and he sold his first tape to Mike Smith. He won the feature, and that's how that started. So then it was Friday night, it was Wednesday nights, it was Sunday. I mean, God, 5-6 nights a week we were going racing.
And not the Mike Smith we had on a couple weeks ago.
No,
this is,
there's so many Mikes.
Champ.
Yeah.
Mike Smith, as in the 37.
Yeah,
Mike Smith.
Yep.
I can't ever remember his wife's name.
Margie.
Mike Margie.
Yep. So that's how it all started, just being around racing, and I loved it. And then I worked at a lot of tracks, selling. Well, for Howard Mellinger, I sold Hawkeye Racing News or Mid-States, whatever it was he did, up at Boone Speedway and all kinds of places for him.
Wow. We talked about the Hawkeye News. That was the only way that you knew what went on at the racetrack unless you were there. Like... That's the thing. Like, we don't even get a paper in Boone anymore.
Yeah.
You go on your phone and frickin' read it or whatever they send it out on now. But, wow.
When I was digging for those T-shirts, I did find like a whole stack of Hawkeye Racing News, and when I was going through
those
stuff,
were cool.
My grandma has them all, and they're all bagged up in plastic bags.
That's what I just went and had lunch with my grandma, and she's like, "You need to get over here and get all your dad's stuff. I saved all of it," and I'm going, "Oh man,
yeah."
Her and my grandma and grandpa, like. I feel like it was a thing. Was it just you and your parents and your family that went, or did you guys have like my grandparents had? There was like 4 couples that my grandparents bought this van from Wayne Larson. It was a blue van, and it had this 454 in it. And it never went over 60 mile an hour anywhere we went because Gramps was puffing the GPC 100s. And I just remember Emery and June Eckhart were very good friends of my grandparents and myself. Well, I was just a little kid, but
they were awesome.
And then Walt and Lois, I can't ever remember their last name. They were big racers in like the sprint car stuff. And then Mary Jane and Lloyd Miller went with us. Man, we all just get in the van, and wherever we went racing.
It's a group of racers.
Yeah. Yeah, I still got all my toy cars, which I was going to bring them because Grandma boxed them all up for me. But is that like, or was it just you and your mom and
it was just Mom, Dad, and my other 2 brothers. And
wait, whoa.
There's a middle brother.
Whoa, I did not know that.
Yeah, there's a middle brother. So we just always went racing, and then Mom kind of quit going, and then Dad started filming, and I mean, it was, as a kid, it was great, but I think there's no way in hell I'd do it now. I'd be like, "You want me to go how many nights?"
Right. Yeah.
But it was like this though too. Back then, there was no social media.
No, it was nothing. It was
you literally would get up, go to school or whatever. Even when we were kids, there was. I mean, we had football and did all that stuff too. But also too, the other thing is we talked about this is racing was only from Memorial Day until Labor Day. So I mean, back then I felt like we were going racing all the time, and people just get up, get home at whatever time you get up and you went to work, and it was no thing, like.
Well, I always felt like too that kind of followed school schedules used to be that way too. They were off for that time, so it's probably a little bit easier for families to be able to travel and do things like that, knowing that you didn't have that 2 or 3 week gap at the end of the year, and then you know how they go earlier in middle of August or whatever it is now. So, and obviously you still have the majority of the summer now, but it just always feels like to me that those schedules kind of aligned in the past a little better than they do now.
And there wasn't traveling teams of stuff. Mm-hmm. I mean, now it's baseball, basketball. There's so much. Right. There's so many other things that can be done. When I was younger, it was baseball's this time and basketball's this time. Now it's you can do it anytime you want.
You can specialize and do it year round.
Yeah.
Well, and let's be honest too. There, like we've talked in past, there wasn't a lot of big shows back then, and if there was, everybody was there.
Right.
You know, and it was like 1,500 to win, and that was a big deal back then. You know, and they'd get a ton of cars.
Yep.
To where now there's $1,000 show twice a week or more sometimes.
Right. There's a lot. I can remember when the NASCAR Busch Series race came, you know, Ed, Steve, Kosiski, Joe, and all them come to Webster City.
Yes.
I think Webster could handle 3,500 people, and it was standing room only. You know, and a weekly race night up there in the 80s and 90s, there was 2,500 people there and 120 cars.
Which is, you just can't even fathom that right now.
Yeah.
Right.
That's just amazing.
That's why people get so jacked up. You know, like 120 cars back in them days and that many people in the stands. That's why them places survived, and they got the support.
Yep.
And we've talked about it to where the TV and stuff has helped some of those tracks that have lost that support get some support in other ways, and kind of, well, it's just kind of like with everything in the world, you know, it's evolving to that.
Yeah, I saw a comment. I think I sent you a screenshot on it. I saw a comment today on a completely unrelated post, but somebody was saying that the thing that, like, they were talking about a driver's strike where they blocked a racetrack in Sunset in Omaha back in the, I think, mid-'80s maybe. But that happened, and then this guy comes on and says, and I'm not going to name any names, but he said that, you know, we're not hearing about this enough, but nowadays they need to be talking about the TV money. Like, the racers don't see any of that TV money. Well, I'm here to tell you, you do see that TV money, because if we didn't have it, you wouldn't see a race.
Right.
Yeah. If we didn't have that money, we couldn't operate.
No, we would not be able to. And I know that, like, don't get me wrong, we are blessed at Boone. We do really well, but the tracks that aren't, like, they are scraping by.
Oh, for sure.
That
and
TV money's big.
And that goes right into, you know, the people not showing up to the racetrack. That's why, you know, people are, oh, well, you made it before. Well, we made it before, or I feel like the racetracks made it before because there were people there. And they were taking their whole families, and they were, you know, going 2 or 3 or 4 nights a week, and it wasn't as expensive. It's like everything's just evolved, and
right.
And it's just where I feel like it's such an awesome thing, you know, and hopefully that it just continues for those tracks, because we are spoiled here, not at Boone Speedway, but where we live. Even I just feel like everybody in the surrounding area of the Boone Speedway is very, very lucky, because there's just so many tracks, and they're tracks that have done well for a long time.
Right.
Well, and you talk about that, like, and Josh and I have had several conversations about it. It's like, you know, it really doesn't matter how you get the eyeballs. You just need the eyeballs, right? Whether they're sitting in the stands or they're on, you know, watching on TV or watching on their phone or whatever. Like, the attention is the currency now, right? So, like, if you get the people's attention, it doesn't matter how you get it. It's good for racing, you know? And so it's just changed. Like you said, it's
no different. Yeah. NASCAR's in the same shit. And they're on a way bigger level than what we are. I mean, you look at some of them places, like when I was a kid, we'd go to Kansas and shit, and the places were packed. Now it's like you can buy tickets cheap. You know, and it's like those same teams. I mean, how many new teams other than Michael Jordan coming in? You know, you don't just see a new team coming in.
Yeah,
right.
Like they're places that have been established so long. So it's not just the dirt world. It's everything really. I mean, the only thing that I don't really see a downfall in is college football.
Yeah.
They packed them places.
That's where the money's at.
Holy
Right.
shit. Maybe we need a portal.
Yeah. Race car portal. This guy's transferring to a mod light next week.
I think there's been a movement to get them back to dwarf cars. I think.
Yeah, I've seen a few
lot of
things.
stuff about
Everybody wants to do the finger dance. I'm telling you, I was like, you know how powerful it is that when you can make like 1,500 people look like morons with the finger dance at the racetrack, and everybody's doing it like because Jerry will hop them up.
Yep.
Then everybody will be up there like this, and then all the kids are excited, and you look around and everybody's doing this.
I just want to see
It's
all the
weird.
drivers reach out their window and do this
Right.
back at us.
If you guys don't do it this week, it's an extra $10 next week.
Jason, I got to ask you. So, in all your travels to all those racetracks, what was the most obscure track like that you can remember off the top of your head? Did you go to anything that was like a county fair track that only ran like one event or something that you remember?
Oh, that's a tough question. That's a loaded question because, evolvement, these two are too young to remember how Boone was, where I remember incandescent lights and and you're like, so, to go back to how you say that, I grew up going to Webster City and then Eldora, Greenbelt Speedway. Mm-hmm. And then I started helping T-Shirt Tom out of Sioux City sell T-shirts, and we would go to Tipton. And Tipton, when I ventured out with him at 13 years old, going to Tipton, I'm like, wow. If I remember it as being a real tight bowl. Mm-hmm. Maybe I'm wrong. Am I right?
No,
you're right.
But I can remember being behind the grandstands, and the place was just packed. I don't know what race was going on, and we were just there to sell stuff. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy. And then, but then I go to the state fairgrounds for the first time back then, and holy shit, this is big, And then you go to another track, and so I not any one of them really just kind of blew me away. It was just kind of, wow, there's so much, there's difference. There's Mason City, you go up there, and you're like, wow, that's a nice grandstands. You go to Jackson, and wow. But to really say at that age which one blew me away, I don't know. But being a young person now, it would probably be the Boone Speedway or Lucas Oil or something. I guess I would say I went up to Deer Creek once in my 20s and thought that was a pretty neat place.
Mm-hmm. That place is really
There was a
sweet.
bar underneath, and there was a guy, he did homemade moonshine, and I got into that, and that was just dumb. But it was a neat place, but I don't know. They all have their own unique thing. Mm-hmm. So
that's a really good question, because I traveled around a lot with my dad too and seen a lot of crazy racetracks, and I always thought the coolest ones were Webster, where they have the big awning, but so if you've ever been to Memphis?
No.
So Memphis is like a fairgrounds deal, and it's almost it's like a Webster City deal, but it's really scrunched down. So, and when I went up to Wausoda Land here a couple of years ago, they had the same thing, and that's what it reminded me of, was Memphis. And it's just like this old wooden grandstand area, you can't see the people in there because it's dark, so it's almost like nobody's watching. Not that, I mean, I am gawking around when we're under caution, looking up at the stands and, doing shit like that or whatever. But really, when I was growing up, the thing that stood out to me the most was Knoxville.
Mm-hmm.
Knoxville.
You know what I mean? Sure. Just because of how big the grandstands were, and how when you walked there, all the concession stands were underneath of the stands, and they had all the diecast cars set up.
Oh yeah, big midway.
So to me, that's what it was for me when I was a kid.
Did you ever race there?
Knoxville? Oh yeah.
Isn't that something?
Wild.
I'll never forget that.
I hated it.
Long as I lived.
I hated it.
I didn't love it, but I think about it now, and I'm like, God, how lucky was I to even get on that track, just to say that I got to go around.
Well, I didn't hate it. Let me rephrase that. It was cool because you only got to race on there one time a year. Mm-hmm. What I hated about it is that they're so sprint car-ish world down there. They prep the racetrack for a sprint car race. Mm-hmm. So it just made it tough.
Sure.
Everybody overcome and adapted, and I just sucked on it. So I just really didn't like it. But at the same time, I'm like, we only get a race down here one time a year, and we go down there and suck. And my dad was never really good there either. He did win a Harris Clash there, but he just never. It was just and the place is so big, it was hard on motors, and but I'll be honest with you, it was awesome because Doug Clark puts on a show in the flag stand.
Big old flags.
Yeah. I mean, super cool guy, but a dick at the same time. And just like, it was weird for us racers because of how strict they are, like just pulling in, being in line, being Johnny on the spot. They're not dicking around. I mean, and that's what they do, and a lot of us, we just pull in and sign our shit, go to our own or whatever, so it's a little more professional, I felt like.
Yeah. Doug Clark stayed at our house one night when we were kids.
Really?
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
You're just like, whoa.
Right.
Is this happening?
Right.
Did he let you touch his flags?
They, the flags back then looked like this whole shop. They were huge. You're just like
silk,
or
cloth.
I think they were silk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can remember him being there, and
Wow.
I was thinking, your question that stood out. I loved going to Greenbelt Speedway in Eldora with Dad to film because they let us on top of the roof of the grandstands.
Oh, really?
So I'm. Look at me, I'm on the roof.
Yeah.
What a view,
Right.
And he's got a lot of videos of all of that, but I enjoyed that a lot. I would lay down and stick my head over the side, and I'm like,
So did you guys keep all those videos?
We thank God, after Dad died, it was a nightmare, but we have them.
That is awesome.
That's good.
That's awesome.
It was, we're just not going to talk about it, but we got them.
That's awesome.
That's fantastic.
That is great.
I mean, that's so much history. Like
that's what I'm saying.
For that to go away. I saw some of the stuff. Like I said, didn't want to talk about it, but it's good that you got them. There's a lot of history there. So.
There's a lot. I don't even know how to say how much is there.
Right.
I bet it's something.
Yeah.
Because it's
got a 53-foot trailer. All them babies around.
When this started, Dad, he worked at Frigidaire, and 75 people in the Webster City area raced and worked at Frigidaire. So it was called Pace, which is basically a Sam's Club. And we'd go down there every week or weekend, and he'd buy 150, 200 VHS tapes, and he'd pop in the main and have 4 VCRs and hit record and get up at 2 a.m. and do it again. And you'd hear him get up, and he'd take a box this big to work every other day. And I mean, that's just what he did. And then DVDs, then the VHS tapes went to small, and then same thing. But then DVDs, he could just burn them fast. But it was.
I think I'm figuring out how you got into being an electrician. You were probably worried Dad was going to burn the house down. Those VHS tapes.
I think I was destined to be an electrician. I was about 6 or 6 or 8.
Can't take it back. Can't take it back.
We had Christmas lights that burn up and quit. So my dumb ass takes them out of the garbage and thought, let's see what's wrong with them. And so I hook one to a 9-volt battery, and they come on. I'm like, wow. So I hook another one, and wow, and another one, and another one. And I thought, well, if they work now, why the hell wouldn't they work if I plug them in the wall? So, carpet back then, shaggy.
Oh, yeah.
So I got these damn things laid in my bedroom in a circle. And I plug it in, and the next thing I know, and the carpet is melted and burnt, and the electricity goes out, and I'm like, so I'm unplugging this thing, and Dad's trying to figure out what the hell's happened. Yeah, and then it's like Griswold Family Christmas with a cat. That's what it looked like. Yeah. So I'm like, oh no. So I've got my blanket, and obviously it smelled like hell, and I got in some trouble. So,
Holy cow.
and it was quite the show when it plugged him in.
All right.
Hey, it's been uphill since then. So.
You're right. Yeah, we haven't seen any light poles on fire or anything at the speedway.
Little peek behind the curtain there.
Oh man,
yeah, that's great.
The stupid stuff I used to do. Oh boy.
Well, hey, should we go to our first break? we come back, we'll keep talking with Jason and kind of get into his racing career and some other stuff that there's been some other stuff going on. Lots of social media battles out there.
It's been a busy week or two.
A lot of thugging around.
A lot of thugging around.
I don't know.
It's almost like, what's worse, politics or this? I'm just going to shut it off for now.
That's it. No shit. Turn the radio on. You can't even get away from it.
Right.
So, hey, we'll send it over to Central Iowa Diesel Performance and Weir's Machine. And we come back, we'll keep talking with Jason. You're listening to Watermelons and Woodchips.
When you go green, precision matters, and that's why you choose Weir's Machine. From suspension components, tools, and data technology, we've changed the game for race teams around the world. Our ultra-force load machines are revolutionizing how teams collect and analyze data, while our Circle Track app provides a data storage notebook, giving you the edge on every turn. We're not here to follow the pack, we're here to lead it. American-made, race-tested, Weir's Machine.
Central Iowa Diesel Performance is a full-service preventative maintenance and truck repair center in Ames, Iowa. While they specialize in high-performance applications, they can do fleet repair, engine maintenance, transmission repair, or things such as brakes and electrical. Anything diesel truck related, Central Iowa Diesel Performance is your go-to shop. Check them out at www.centraliowadieselperformance.com.
Welcome back, race fans. Watermelons and Woodchips presented by Central Iowa Diesel Performance. And we had to shift over a little bit here.
A little change.
Yeah, so somebody from Perry got wild in the bar.
That's what I heard.
And Jonathan had to go handle it.
Yep.
So
Doug the Thug or something like that.
yeah, so Jonathan had to peel out. Duty calls when John and Steph are down in Florida, I think still. So on their snowbirding. Mm-hmm. So yeah, Bobcat had to bounce out. So we're just going to bring this one home here without him, but
just like happens in race life, sometimes real life takes over.
Yeah, that's right.
It's just how it is.
Yep. So he had to go take over at the Adobe, and getting back to Jason here. Well, actually, first we need to talk about the boys that brought the food up for us.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. So Boots Barbecue reached out to us, and man. Gee, you're gonna have to throw some of them pictures in that I sent you, dude, on some of the stuff that we had. But
what did he call that? The money muscle?
Money muscle.
Dude.
Yeah,
that was good.
That was money.
Yeah,
no doubt.
So yeah, they had the money muscle cut for the pork, and then ribs and I think the smoked beans and
some pulled chicken,
cheesecake,
possibly one of the best cheesecakes.
The cheesecake was phenomenal. Yeah, it was all really, really good stuff.
Amazing. Yeah, we can't thank them guys enough for that.
And I've worked with those guys a little bit on some stuff, and they do barbecue competitions all over the place, and they do, I think, American Royal down in Kansas City, and I think they won some awards for the Iowa's, the Iowa chapter of their association, the barbecue association that they're with. So
if you're a barbecue team from Iowa, that's tough sledding, because there are some heavy hitters around this place, and a lot of people know how to smoke some meat around here. And I dabble in that some, and nothing like a competition or anything like that.
Well, it's either that or you got to be into World War II real heavy. So you got to choose after you turn 35 what you want to do. You either got to smoke meat or you got to start getting into war.
If I get into war too much, my mom's coming over, because she's been dealing with that her whole life for my dad. So yeah, she's gonna put a stop to that.
But yeah, so thanks again to Boots Barbecue for bringing us some food, because that was phenomenal.
Yes.
And I'm struggling a little bit because I kind of got, the meat sweats going on here, but anyway, going back to Jason. So we talked a little bit about how you tried to burn the house down when you started doing the electrician stuff at age 6, 7, or 8. But
of course,
how does that just happen that It's a natural deal.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I mean, it could have been 10 or 12, and I'd be like, 6 or 7.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. So then you transition. You're selling T-shirts, selling Hawkeye Racing News, doing that stuff, helping your dad with the VCR action video stuff. And then when do you transition into being or wanting to be a race car driver?
I wanted to race all the time, and Dad, for some reason, as much as he was into the racing, was dead set, you're never going to race. Really? I don't want you to. So I had worked for local farmers and raised hogs and everything, and I mean, I had a bank account that was huge as a teenager, and it was just a number. And Boone Speedway in Blairsburg had go-kart racing every other Sunday, and there was a lot of big people up there, and I started helping up there at the track, and Chad Sevier, who I've known for a long time, he had a go-kart for sale, and I thought, I'm buying this. $600, which was a lot of money then, but so somehow it leaked back to my dad at Frigidaire that Monday that I was buying Chad Sevier's go-kart, and nope, it wasn't going to happen. So I never could get into it, so just did crazy things growing up, and then when I moved out at 18, I started helping Nathan Weig, which he went to school with Jerry. I think they graduated together.
Yep.
He started racing, so I started helping him. I got away from racing for a couple of years, just grew up and wanted to do different things, but then started helping Nathan at Eldora, and then he goes, you should put a car together. And that's how it started. So Jerry had a Cutlass that he bought from Chad Sevier back in the day. Well, then my brother Jamie had it, and it was junk. So we lit it on fire and burned all the interior out of it and started building the car and took it up to Mark Elliott when he was in Webster City building. And they built the cage in it for $375 is what it was. And when my dad found out, all hell broke loose at the racetrack that next weekend.
Really?
Oh, my God. It was World War III where he was filming, and he was madder than hell, and I think Kathy Baker had to break it up because I was, what is your deal? And that's just how it started. So then, I don't think he liked the idea. I don't know if it was because he knew the money it took or I don't know.
Sure.
We never did talk about it. But then, he filmed every time he'd bring me a DVD or tape. And so, I've got stacks of DVDs and tapes. And so that's kind of how it started to race. But I wanted to race as a kid so bad. And I wanted my kids to. We tried with Emma with go-karts, and she went out to Poplar Grove. And I'd done it 2 or 3 times with her to get her go-kart, but we put her on the track, and Grandma could have walked faster than she went around the track. That's the honest God truth. So I pull her over and I stop her, and the helmet, had it not had a bottom, it would have been full of water. She just crying the whole time.
No.
So we knew that wasn't going to work. And then Lincoln, he just kind of wanted her. He just liked being at the racetrack, but now he started to race last year, and he loves it. So I'm super excited about that because I wanted my kids to race. I wanted them to have fun. If they didn't, they didn't. No big deal. But I was nervous that, come on, Lincoln. And finally he got in the car, and boy, he's all smiles.
I was glad to see my son doing pretty good there. That was
really
nice.
We go to check it, and Josh goes, "Who's racing?" I go, "Lincoln." He goes, who gave you permission for this?
I didn't sign anything.
I didn't sign anything.
No, we have a little running joke with Lincoln signed in under me a few times at the racetrack, and I'm like, well, your dad works here. You're like, we got a spot for you. Eventually, we figured that out. And he's like, oh, I didn't even know that because nobody was using any tickets for me. So he was signing in as my son there for a while. Yep.
So, I started when I was in 1998. I started racing Econo stocks.
That's what you started in then. So kind of like the Bombers up at Alta, right?
Well, Econo stock was basically a hobby stock without rear kickers and a little bit smaller motor and different. It had to be just like a factory shock.
Okay.
Those lights look familiar. They just pulled back up.
Yeah, they did.
He must have got the fight broke up at the bar.
Yeah, maybe he's got Doug with him.
Yeah, Doug could be with him.
That would be amazing.
Ding, 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 ding.
We may have to pause here, Garrett. We'll see who rolls in the door here in a second. Either that or just flip the camera around and get it on here.
Oh man.
So did the Econo stock deal?
Did the Econo stock for 3-4 years, and then went to hobby stock, built my own car, and never could pick up a feature win. I mean, it took me forever, and would lead them, and something would break or something stupid. One night in a hobby stock that I'd built all by myself in the garage, we were checked out of straightaway, and the damn distributor wire fell off with 2 laps to go.
Damn.
Talk about a heartbreaker. Yep. So then had the chance to drive for a guy in a late model on the Jason. It was actually Mike Smith's old car, and then Haney had it, and then the guy bought it from Haney, and then I raced it, and we did the late model 7 or 8 years, but I picked up feature win finally in 2009, August 22nd, 2009, and we checked out, and probably the scariest feeling ever is checking out, and where the heck is everybody?
Yep.
And there was a rollover that night in turn 3 and 4, and you know, you can shut the car off and it's red, they'll restart you, but you know, in my mind, I'm like, I can't shut this thing off. So I sat there idling for 20 minutes, half hour. So we win the feature, do the thing, and Steve Bortz, who was a huge support in my late model because I tore a lot of shit up, and he had a lot of extra parts, and he took care of me. Steve was a good mentor in that class for me, and we win this thing. And Steve pulls up. I'm in front of the grandstands on the roof, just bending the hell out of the roof. Didn't care, and the crowd's going nuts. And Steve comes up, Jason, you got to go to the scale. And I'm like, oh, I got to go to the scale. So I go to the scale, and Big Al Osvig, run the scale. And I pull up on the scale, and he's just all smiles, and everybody's standing there, and he's not letting me go. And I'm like, what is going on? And I look over, and we're underweight. We're 2 pounds light.
Oh, no.
And it just sits there and it kind of moves, you know. So I rev it up a little bit and the scale kind of moves. And I'm like, oh, Jesus, come on. And it finally hit 51 on the weight. And he waved me by it. So never again will I leave a car running under red. So that was the first feature win. And what a great night. It was a good time. You know, Al Erhammer was the promoter. And I've known Al since I was a little kid. So all the people were excited. And Steve Bortz and you know, Daryl DeFrance, Todd Cooney, everybody coming up to you, and it was a good night. That's cool. Really good.
That's awesome.
But yeah, that was fun.
I wonder how many people can say that they got their first ever feature win in a late model. Like, you know, going through those classes and doing all that stuff. That's probably a small list.
And we had struggled, and finally, you know, the late model, the shocks were crazy what you were doing, and we'd struggled. We'd be up front and then fall back. So I took the shocks to Bob Harrison. He said, Jason, these things are junk. And he rebuilt them, and then we won that night.
I'll be damned.
So, you know, Bob knows his stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So a lot of credit to Bob Harris on that deal. Mm-hmm. So back in 2009.
Yep. Who built your motors?
So that was Dick Griffith, always refreshing that there at, what was it, Webster City Machine Shop when he was still doing it. And then he retired and still stayed working there. But Dick Griffith always did the refresh on my motors for years.
He had a little experience doing that.
Yeah, great guy.
Yep.
So then we, in 2008 and 9, made the Super Nationals in the late models twice when, you know, that was when it was tough. There's 70 cars in the late models.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And probably my most memorable on that deal is Daryl DeFrance and I running side by side for almost 50 laps for 12th and 13th.
Jeez.
And, you know, lap 20-some, a caution come out. I'm like, Jesus, I can't do this anymore. This is not good. And Daryl pulls up beside me and he gives me a thumbs up. And I'm like, okay, that was what I needed. We're doing good. And I mean, we crisscrossed and did everything. And I got the video of it. And it's just... that was fun.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed that. And then in 2010, Super Nationals, we'd won and then struggled with the car and then got tore up really bad. And I just was pissed at the racing world and wanted to be done and sold everything because I was mad. So then 2011, wired a friend's new house that come in and he had a race car. And I said, you want to trade a little work for a race car? And so it was 2011, 3 weeks before the Super Nationals, we dragged a stock car out of a barn full of pigeon shit and dirt. And I go buy a motor from a good friend's dad and we throw it together and, well, let's see what happens. And funny to say this, but Rocky Alexander from Canada, we were sitting out in the backwoods there, and we got to talking, and super nice guy, and I don't know where he's at anymore, but he says, when do we practice? And I said, well, I think we hot lap soon. He goes, you want a beer? And I said, yeah, I'll have a beer. Canadian beer. Mm-hmm. Whoops. So I have 2-3 beers, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, what's going on here? And they call for hot laps for us, and I'm like, well, we're going to go find out what's going to happen here. So we go on hot lap, and I mean, I just got her to the wood because late model, the tire's underneath you, so you feel it. So I'm in this stock car going, this shit ain't so bad. And granted, I had a little buzz, but so then the next night we go out in the heat race. Dumbest thing I ever did. So then Rocky and I start side by side in the heat race, and it was dry slick, nothing out there, and I put it to the top and just let her eat and drug the brake and walked away in the heat race, first time in a stock car. And I'm like, holy shit. I mean, this is great.
Yeah.
So then we go out in the feature, and I take the lead for the feature on the first qualifying night, and then one of the Giffords got into me, and I was sideways down the backstretch like we're going to kill everybody, and I ended up 5th. And of course, nobody gets DQ'd. So, So then the next night we go out, we win the heat race again. And, I was the talk of the buzz, and I'm like, I'm just a normal guy, just here to race. And, it was pretty cool. So at that point, I'm like, the stock car classes, I like it. Mm-hmm. It was definitely a different change going from a late model in Webster City to a stock car. I mean, you could eat a sandwich down the straightaways. Like, am I going to get there? But the first full year in the stock car, and it was 11 or 12, I don't remember Webster, my wife and I had never had a honeymoon, and we went to, on a cruise. So I missed the opening night of Webster, thinking it'll snow or rain out. I'm not worried. And come back, and they raced, and I ended up 3rd in points. I think I lost the points by 3 points. I run everybody down in top 4 every night. I think we won 3 features. Mm-hmm. But it was so easy to drive the car. I just fed off the bottom and where I would go, and I just loved the stock car. Late model is fun, but the stock car is, I don't know how to explain it. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. It's just a fun class. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they're a little forgiving. I mean, versus a late model, right?
Yeah.
Or even a mod. You see a lot of guys getting stock cars that race mods, and I kind of wonder if some of that is that they can go out and they can really kind of drive the car a little bit different and actually drive it.
And back then, I feel like you had to manhandle the car at times. Mm-hmm. Now, after getting to know the setup and really understanding it, if you have a really good setup, this is my opinion, the car will do a lot for you. Mm-hmm. Just make sure you hit your marks and focus. Like I tell Lincoln, don't be looking left or right unless you need to. Look at your mark and trust the guy beside you or outside you. They're to me, they're more forgiving than what they used to be. Mm-hmm. There's so much technology in the springs and the shocks and the caster camber. I mean, what we're doing in caster camber and everything is like unheard of. Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
Yeah. I always give people the advice, pay attention to where you're going and feel the things around you.
Yeah.
So, and the stock cars allow you that opportunity. I mean, you can still cut a tire down, don't get me wrong, but you can also feel a guy versus sometimes you feel a guy in a mod and you're going sailing. I mean, So,
yep. And that's, Lincoln was, raced towards the end of the year, and he's like, Dad, I was doing really good. I'm like, no, I need you to get into the RPMs on the motor so the front will do what it needs to do when you get in the corner. Mm-hmm. I'm like, you're pushing real bad. So he went out and he let it eat, and I'm like, that's bad advice. Well, that was bad advice. And he come in, he goes, Dad, I get it. I understand. Yeah. And I'm like, you looked really good out there. I said, now just work on that.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. So build off of it.
Yep.
Yeah. It's funny how much goes into it, and that leads to some of the stuff we heard on our question of the week.
Yeah, 100%. Well, and, before we get to that, like, what is it like, obviously, seeing your son do it for the first few times now, especially now that he's got confidence? Like, does it give you anxiety
No.
now? Or
His mother.
yeah.
I thought, well, we're going to get the ambulance here right away.
Poor Jennifer. I feel for you, Jennifer.
You know, as a racer, I don't care who you are, you get the jitters. You're sitting, you know, I can feel my heartbeat in the infield, and you're going, man, just calm down. This is dumb. You've done this. But you can't help it. But you get on the track, and all of a sudden you're like, here we go.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
It's your safe spot.
And, you know, and Lincoln's like, Dad, I don't feel that. And I'm like, yes, you do. I'm watching you. You can see it.
Right.
And so, yeah, I mean, there's the jitters. So I didn't know how I would react when he got in the car and drove away. He got on the track, and I'm just like, that a boy.
Yeah.
Right.
And I didn't care. He almost got in a wreck because a guy spun in front of him, and I'm like, we'll fix it. And now I get a text from his mother. Oh my God! And I'm just like, this is awesome. I love it. You know, I love it.
Well, no, and you know you got him in a safe spot, right? Because it's
Yeah.
your car. You've been in it. You know how it's built, the
Yep.
safety equipment, all that stuff. That's key too, because you want your kids to be safe, obviously. And that's one thing that I think has gotten better over the years, you know, for most people.
Yep.
Every once in a while, though, I'll see a guy come by, Kirky seat, nothing right or left,
Yep.
neck roll, and I'm like, man, just spend the extra money. I want everybody to be in full containment,
Yep.
head and neck. Like, I want everybody to leave. You know, everybody's got their favorites. Everybody's got people they don't like, but I want everybody to leave at the end of the night and get home.
Yeah.
And you know, get home safe.
And full containment was, what do you need that for? And then I got into late model. I'm like, my neck is killing me. I can't do this every lap. And here, add this, do this, and then you got comfortable. And the more I think about it, I've been around long enough. I've seen people who did not get to come back to a track and then were paralyzed or dead on the spot.
Worse.
I've seen several of that throughout my years of racing at different tracks, and it's like, you know, who's at fault?
Right. I don't know that you could ever put a number on it, but the amount of people that probably would have been saved by that equipment it'd probably blow your mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly.
Yep.
So.
Yep, for sure.
Yep.
Well, let's, you know, obviously we've talked about your racing, but you did promote for a long time too.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 years, did 3 years in Webster, and, you know, my heart and soul was there, and just some things with Fairboard didn't work out, and I regret leaving. I should have just put my foot down, and it was a good thing, and it is what it is. You know, it's a chapter you put in a book. So then went to Fort Dodge and did that for 3 years and had a great time. Got an IMCA, place was beautiful, run it quick, and hopefully they can continue that. And I just got to the point, it was Marty Pringle and I and Dave Doty had started that in 17, end of 16 that we were going to do it. And then Marty didn't come back after 17 or 16 or 17, 18, 19. So Dave and I continued to do it, and then Dave was diagnosed with Parkinson's in 19, and I didn't want to do it if he wasn't going to do it. We just kind of both, well, if you're not going to be here, I don't want to do it. It was a team deal. So we didn't, it wasn't, I'm leaving because I'm tired of this. And, you know, there was one night towards the end, a claim had happened and something else, and a fight broke out in the tech area, and they were all coming at me, and I always told my wife if I lost my temper, I was done, because it's never pretty. And it almost come out, and Kirk Niehaus was there and broke it up real fast. And I thought with Dave and everything, I'm just done. I'm going to walk away and we're going to be done, hang our heads high. And so it wasn't we're leaving because of this or that. It was just, it wasn't a team like I liked it and he liked it, and we both agreed, and we're good friends. We snowmobile, we have a good time, and so no regrets. It was fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it was enjoyable. I loved doing track work. I loved a fast-paced show. I loved it. So there's times I miss it, and there's times I'm like, thank God.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, just the stress of it, obviously, like we can all attest to that, right? Like being on that side of it and having to deal with a lot of that. And there's days where you're just like, oh my God, and when it gets to be that point where it's like that over and over and over again, you're like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
So
and I was never afraid to tell everybody what the books were. Oh, this and this, that. I'm like, you really want to know what I had to spend?
Yep.
right.
It's back in them days, it was $25,000 to open the doors for the first night. Mm-hmm. You know, $25,000.
Yep.
And then on a regular night, it was $15,000 to $17,000, depending on how many cars showed up. So I would come up and look down the grandstands and go, well, we're losing about $4,000 tonight.
Yep.
And we'd be damn close.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And people, they didn't understand that. You know, they'd get mad. It's like, why don't you come over here and see this side and understand? Like in 2019, we rained out the first 9 nights. And we'd already lost $10,000 just in food and diesel and track prep and fixing the washouts. And I think the first night we had was the Battle of the Quarry, which Fort Dodge it set a record, like 140 some cars, if I remember right. And the track was rough. And I thought, boy, people are going to light me up on Facebook. But everybody knew the situation. And I had modified guys coming up to me. That's the most fun I've ever had. I'm like, you were 17 feet off the ground. How was that fun? And we made $9,800 that night.
Yeah.
But then the next night lost $3,200.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So it's the risk you take, unfortunately.
Right. Sure.
And that's the thing is I wish more people would see that and understand it. Mm-hmm. Because, as I was racing, this is bullshit, blah, 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 and then you get to the other side and then you get older and you realize, this is what it is. Mm-hmm. So it changes the aspect and how you look at it. Right. So like when I'm racing at Boone, like Jonathan says, I don't do it for the money. I don't. It's a hobby to me. I want to go play. Mm-hmm. I want to go out there and play, turn laps. I mean, when I won late model feature, it was $650. Al Erhammer had to call me and say, hey, can you please cash that check?
Really?
I got a trophy. I mean, that was me.
Right. Yeah.
Money's great, but to me, I want to go play.
Mm-hmm. Well, when you look at something too as a business, right? You can look at everything. You can look at your race team as a business. You can look at this podcast as a business. You can look at everything. But if you actually look at a racetrack as a business, how it's run, look at all the employees, look those people in the eye, figure out what it takes to do all this stuff. Like, this is not for the faint of heart.
No.
Like, it's not. And the people that take the risk and put themselves on the line so that you can go and play, like, I genuinely appreciate that. Yep. And I think the majority of people do. I really do. The loud voices are the ones you hear that they would bitch if they were hung at the new rope. We all know that.
There's so many times I'm writing something on Facebook and I'm like, nope, delete. Not my problem. Not my problem. I'm not even going to comment.
Definitely.
Yep. Well, it's hard though. It is. It's hard. And then, you just.
That's why we just call each other.
Right.
Instead of posting everything we're thinking.
That is true. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So you put the promoter sticks down, but then you picked up some different sticks. This is how we got to know each other the most, I think.
Was it 23?
I think it was.
Because my dad died in 22.
Yep.
And I started...
We had met at Boone. Like, we knew who each other were, right?
I'm trying to remember when I bought another car wash. I sold everything in 2018 and redid my Camaro that I wanted done. And then I bought a car in 19. I don't think I raced it till 22 or 23 and just struggled with Dad being gone.
Yep.
So I sold it all and bought another snowmobile and a four-wheeler. Had fun.
You got to do something, right?
I got too many toys, snowmobiles especially. And then Jerry took Marshalltown, and I don't remember how the hell somebody said, hey, I hear your flag at Marshalltown. I said, the hell I am. That's Friday night. I got better things to do. So then I text Jerry, I go, am I supposed to be flag at Marshalltown? He's like, yeah, be here. And I'm like, oh my God, he's not kidding. So, and I've been around racing for everything. I mean, I sold concession stands and pit passes. I mean, I had done it all. So it's like, I haven't flagged.
Yep.
I mean, it's not easy, obviously, but it's, if you know what you're doing, you know what you're doing. And if you got your corner guys to work with you, which was a struggle in Marshalltown because, I'd heard, there's no black flags. And I'm like, well, I don't give a shit because I don't know anybody. So if they get it, they're getting it.
Yeah.
And you can probably contest to it. I think over there, once they realized I was serious, the corner workers were making calls and boy, the flag and everybody behind you was good call. And then sometimes, you're an asshole.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, but to me, it's a job.
Yeah.
I don't, like when I promoted, there's no favoritism. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. And boy, Jerry was mad at me one night. I black flagged Matt Crafton. Is that his name? The 80.
Sure is.
Mm-hmm. He chewed my ass. And I go, and this is the truth. I go, who the hell is Matt Crafton? He goes, he races NASCAR. I go, oh, I didn't know that. And I go, so he's mad at you? He's like, he's mad. I go, oh, well.
He's a race car driver.
Yeah. So, I mean, oh, well. I mean, so yeah, I flagged, was it 23 and then some of 24?
A little bit of 24 and then had something happen that I've never seen in my entire racing life and haven't seen it since.
Yeah, I feel bad about it at times, and then I'm like, I don't feel like I was being listened to as a brother. Mm-hmm. And it just happened. I think, if I remember right, there'd been 750 cautions in the hobby stock race.
It was a long race.
And I'm just like, okay. And then the call was made, and the next caution is the end of the race. And there was a spin out right away. And so I threw the checkered flag, and and I got drivers flipping me off, waving hands like, what are we doing? And Jerry's calling them back out on the track. And I'm like, what are we doing? Mm-hmm. I'm like, you just said, and it is what it is. And I'd had enough. I had other things I wanted to do, and I had told him I can't do it all year. And, as a brother, you feel like you should, but it's like, I got to get my stuff done.
Yeah.
So it just came to a boiling point. It was a long day working that day, and it is what it is. I mean,
down went the sticks.
Yeah, I feel bad. I mean, I literally threw the flags down, and everybody, flagman, don't go. And I'm like, Lincoln, let's just go. I'm done. So I feel bad about it. Honestly, God, I do. But it needed to happen. I just didn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, and if the wind is out of your sails at that point, you're like, why are we here?
Yeah. And I enjoyed it. It was fun. I liked working with everybody, and it's just, like I said, it was just a job. It's not no power trip. Everybody's like, hey, you're the flagman. I'm like, yeah.
I think the flagmen that you see that don't have very good luck, they're the ones that try to do everything. Try to make every call, and don't rely on their staff and all that stuff. And I didn't see that with you. Like I thought we had a pretty good working relationship. Yeah. I know we talked a little bit of shit across the radio, and that made it fun. And,
it's fun. I enjoyed working with you guys. I mean, it was fun, but it's a 186-mile round trip. Plus, my wife was doing concessions, 2 vehicles, and I just, with having a business, it was just wearing me down on Fridays and wanting to race Saturday at Boone. And like I said, it just needed to happen. And I think my brother didn't heed my warning, and finally the warning happened. Yep. But I do feel bad about it. But there's worse things in life.
Oh yeah. Yep. That for sure.
Well, should we take another quick break and then send it off to Logue Fab and P1P Canopy and then come back with question of the week? And we did get an interesting voicemail too.
Yeah, we did.
On the bat phone.
We sure did. That'll be a good one for G-Wagon to toss out to the world.
Yeah, so we'll have to, we might be able to play it just
I think we can do it right here. Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, so we...
I can't wait for Jason to hear it.
Is this what you were warning me about?
Yeah,
I can't wait.
Yeah, we got a pretty good voicemail on the old Boone Speedway phone, but when we come back, we'll finish up with Elmquist Towing question of the week and wrap things up with Jason Vansickel. You're listening to Watermelons and Woodchips. This next segment is brought to you by Logue Fabrication, your go-to shop for custom metal fabrication. From residential and commercial projects to auto racing applications, Logue Fabrication delivers quality and precision every time. They're not just fabricators, they're racers too. Proud home to Rage Hobby Stock and Stock Carts you see tearing up Boone Speedway every week. Whether you need a custom railing, a commercial build, or race-ready metalwork, trust the team at Logue Fabrication to get it done right. Logue Fabrication, where craftsmanship meets horsepower. We can help you stand out anywhere with P1 Promotions, the home of P1P Canopy. From the racetrack to the ball fields to trade shows and beyond, our custom pop-up canopies are built to showcase your brand in style, with multiple sizes and full customization available. But we don't stop there. P1 Promotions also delivers custom rugs, apparel, sportswear, trade show setups, and even P1P custom awards that make an impact. You can see all we have to offer at www.p1pcanopy.com. Welcome back, race fans. Watermelons and wood chips presented by Central Iowa Diesel Performance. And we're still talking with Jason Vansickel, and Bobcat still has not returned. So he must have got stuck cooking pizzas and whatever else at the Adobe as well. But, we wanted to get into a couple different things. So did we want to go over the social media stuff that's been going on, or in the voicemail that we got?
I think we
first?
should probably hit that first.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
So we'll get to the Elmquist towing question of the week in a minute, but we had an unknown number that left us a voicemail on the Boone Speedway phone, and so Josh has got the Boone Speedway burner phone that any questions or whatever that go directly to him, and we did get a voicemail.
Are you gonna hold this up to the mic?
Yeah, I think I can hold it up to the mic. Can I, G? It should be fine. Okay. So we'll see if this works, but this was an interesting voicemail we got, so we'll see if we can hear it.
Put it on speakerphone.
That's what I'm trying to do
that
here.
volume. Here we go.
Watermelon and wood chips. I love watermelons, if you know what I mean. Haha. This is the one and only J Van Extraordinaire. I'd love to be on your show because I know that it would be so much better if you guys would have me on. Fire off a few questions for me, and we can get something worked out for the next episode.
So we had an unknown caller.
Yes.
That sent this in, and we looked it up, and they star 69 did, or whatever you do, star 67 or
Closest
whatever.
it could come was somewhere down and around New Mexico or something. I didn't see for sure.
Yes.
But.
So this J Van Extraordinary troll thing is growing some.
It's got legs. Like long legs.
Right. So not 100% sure, but so J Van Extraordinary.
You picking it up?
I'm picking up exactly where you just came from. Yep.
Yeah.
I gotta say real quick, it sounded like a little bit of Jerry and Mick Trier in there.
So now we're getting those messages, and
which now we don't want to get completely derailed here, but we have talked about doing something with the voicemail on the Boone phone.
Yeah.
Like we can give the number, kind of like Door Bumper Clear does. They do a, like a live, they get them and they don't listen to them, and then they like fire them up on the podcast.
Right.
So that might be something we could do. Maybe not necessarily this go around for next week, but we should do that soon. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah. So if anybody that's paid attention to whoever's running these accounts, it is, like we've talked, it's phenomenal. It's really funny, and somebody's putting in work. 100%.
That's all I got to say.
Yes. And then you have the Doug Johnson one. And like I said, it sounded like he was at the Adobe because Jonathan had to leave. He got a phone call, had to leave. So,
yeah.
And I know, well, you had a picture with him too, right?
Yeah, great guy. I'm not going to lie.
You were at the Adobe the other night.
At the Adobe, I didn't see any problems with him. Now my brother, on the other hand, had some few choice words.
I guess this guy's been a big fan of his for a while, and I seriously don't know. Like, I didn't see this guy's name pop up till probably in the last couple months or something. Like, he maybe commented on something, and then once this kind of started popping off, I was like, I started to pay attention, and I'm like, oh, I got a new friend on Facebook. And then, now I got another new friend on Facebook. And then I started really seeing it. And I'm like, wow, okay, this guy is a big fan.
Yeah,
so,
and he's getting after Jerry. And
kind of.
Oh, man.
Might be following him around a little bit.
Getting under his skin. But
maybe a little. But
yeah, so then we get these mystery messages on the bat phone to the racetrack. So we're not sure where this is going to go, but
I do believe that
I'm 100% here for it. Don't get me wrong.
That's a good voicemail.
I'm 100% here for it.
We're not in the race season. We got to have shit entertain us.
Right,
but
exactly.
This is something, because like these guys even answered the question of the week. Both of them did.
Right.
And they both had Jerry in it. In their answer. So yeah, it's entertaining at the least, but yeah, I don't know what's going on. I even heard IMCA TV had a little something on their broadcast the other night.
Yeah.
Like, they're setting up some kind of cage match, or I don't know what the hell it's
is that
gonna
the one where they're like this?
Yep.
Yeah, they put a photo together, photoshopped Jerry and the Stuck Johnson guy ready to throw dukes at each other. So,
Yep. Shout out Nate Ober. I think he might have been putting in some overtime for that deal. We'll see if he bills the overtime hours. I doubt it. I think Nate's a pretty good sport on this stuff.
Right.
I don't have the talent to do that stuff. Whenever I want a video or something funny made, Emma, can you do this for me, please? And she sends it back. I'm like, that's good. I wish I could do that.
Poor Emma.
Emma does some good photoshopping and videos for me.
Oh, man.
Well, so, yeah, we got past that. And if anybody has not been paying attention to that,
pay attention to it.
Yeah, you need to jump on that.
What
was it? J-Van Extraordinaire or something like that?
You had J-Van Announcer Extraordinaire and Doug Johnson.
Yeah.
Those are the two.
Okay, well, see I can't wait to see how this continues to unfold. And like I said, I'm 100% here for it.
Yep. Yeah, maybe those guys will be at the race party next weekend.
Yeah, could be.
We'll have to see.
Could be, yeah.
It'd be awesome.
So leading into our Elmquist Towing question of the week, which was, what's one thing people don't understand about dirt track racing? And actually, that was inspired by Bob Caddy, Texas, the other night. And
Dude,
he actually
was
sent
on a roll.
Yeah, he sent us a bunch of them.
It really good
Katie,
ones.
did you have something to do with it? Oh, yeah.
It was all you?
It was
He's
Katie.
over there.
Come
yeah.
on.
Yeah, so Katie was texting on Jonathan's phone.
Okay, see, your stock's just rising. That's all it is. You're killing it.
All right, so inspired by Katie then.
That's right.
But yes, what's one thing people don't understand about dirt track racing? And I mean, I seriously love the engagement that we get in all of these, because it seems like whenever we put one out, it just takes off.
I need to say, most of the ones we do, I can get 5 or 6 or 7 that are laughable. Right? Like, seriously, that was your answer. I didn't see one on this one. Like, they were all heartfelt, like, and most of them were very serious. Chris Burks was my favorite.
Yeah.
Like, that was my absolute, and I believe he won the hat. So we're just going to say that. Burke, you're going to get the hat. We'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, all of them. Like, there were a lot of people talking about the race family is closer than their real family.
Right.
And somewhat a little sad, because a lot of, my family's, I love my family, and I wouldn't do anything to replace them, but man, my race family, holy shit, we spend a lot of time together. And even the ones that I've got haters, we all do.
Yeah.
Yep.
We all need them. And honestly, if they were in trouble and they needed something from me on a Saturday night, I mean, I'll help them out. Like,
100%.
Everybody's that way, right?
Yeah, I don't think there's really, I mean, honestly, one person that there's people that rub you the wrong way, and
right.
people you've done business with in the industry, you're like, I don't really want to deal with that person. But at the end of the day, if they needed something, I would still be there to help them out if they needed it. And it is what it is. Like you said, it's a big, like a lot of these people had said, it's just a big family, tight-knit family. I think you and I probably talk more than we talk to our wives most weeks on stuff.
Sometimes I can hear the voice in the background, like Haley's like, "Are you about off the phone?" But yes, we do. And I got to say too, from my perspective, I go back to when I was like doing race director at Stewart. I had a night where I made a call. It was questionable, and when I came down out of the tower, the guy was waiting for me, and he's a big dude. His Derek Rowe was his name. And he wanted to know what it was all about, and I made the decision right then and there. I'm going to tell this guy the truth. If he doesn't like it, it is what it is.
Yep.
And when I got done, he told me, "I don't agree with what you said, but I appreciate you being honest." And he walked away. I learned a lesson right then and there. Just be honest with everybody.
Right.
Yep.
They might try to poke you in the nose, but if you're honest with everybody, 9 times out of 10, they're going to understand. They're going to walk away, and they'll be the better person for it.
Yeah,
So,
and obviously, like, you've been in that situation. I've been in that situation. Jason's obviously been in that situation where these guys are your friends.
they are.
And you can't show any sort of favoritism towards them in that situation. You have to keep it fair for everybody, because that's what keeps the racers coming back.
Right.
And you get put in that situation, you're like, man, I really didn't want to, you feel like you're doing your buddy dirty, right? Like you're by putting him in a situation. But like I tell those guys, right, when they come and bitch to me, it's like, don't put me in that situation to where I have to make that call.
Right.
Been there, done that several times.
Yep.
Right.
I remember in Fort Dodge one night. I seen the guy coming. I'm like, whatever. It is what it is. And he comes right to the tower. And I turn around and I was ready to just unleash. And he goes, I just want to talk to you. And I go, this is a bad time. You're in the tower. You're not supposed to be. What did I do wrong? And I go, I don't even know who you are. And he says, and I go, well, let me tell you, if you did what you did to me, you wouldn't have a race car. You can't do that. And I think he dumped somebody, but he was new to racing. Mm-hmm. He's like, what did I do wrong? And and he felt terrible. And at that point, I thought, I got to stay calm when somebody comes up to me. Mm-hmm. You know, if they want to start screaming at me, then let's scream.
Well, it's a teachable moment there. You know what I mean? Like,
for everybody in the situation.
100%. We have guys that they're jumping into cars at 45 years old. They've never done this before. Mm-hmm. So they come out, not every time, but sometimes the car's faster than it should be. And the guy's he gets himself in a spot and doesn't really realize what the etiquette is and all that stuff. And some of them come up swinging. Yeah. And that happens. But some of them just come up and they're like, what? I don't know what happened. Like, because things happen so fast. Yep. It's like they talk about football players when the game starts to slow down is when they reach their peak. Well, it's kind of the same when you're driving a race car. Mm-hmm. When things slow down around you and you can describe to somebody 8 things that happened in one corner. Yep. Instead of, I saw the green flag and then the checkered flag. Yeah, right. So it does. It starts to change, and I respect a guy that will come and say, "Hey, what did I do?" Or and maybe you can tell he's mad, but he's not taking it out on you. He just wants to know.
Yep. There's plenty of times where, obviously, where I'm at most of the time. There, I'm first line of defense. Yeah, first point of contact, and you can always see Lottie looking over like, "Oh, what's this? What's going to happen here?" And if it does get bad enough to where he'll come over and just tell him to kick rocks or whatever, but I try to do my best to reason with that person. And like I said, more often than not, I catch Jonathan out of my peripherals a lot of times, or it is what it is. It happens. I've had, Matt Avila's dad one time. Like, there was something that happened, and I honestly had no clue. And he was so mad, and, he was, right, and I'm like, hang on. Like, there's a fight happening down here. Just give me 5 minutes, and we can come back and talk about it. So I get back down there, and Matt's like, oh, dude, I saw my dad. I'm sorry. But it is, I don't know. I try to build a good rapport with the racers and try to be the voice of reason, because oftentimes I get defensive when they come at you and they're just screaming at you. Right. And I'll straight up tell them, if you can talk to me like an adult, we'll have a conversation about what happened, and we can, I can talk to whoever made the call or whatever, and we can, work it out so that it doesn't happen again, whatever. But I said, if you're going to sit there and scream in my face and whatever, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to listen to you.
It's also amazing what a 5-minute cool down period will do.
100%.
A lot.
Yes.
I mean, even if it's just enough time for them to park the car, get out and talk to their crew, because sometimes their crew can be like, no, that's not what happened, or yeah, that is what happened, and then here comes the whole damn crew. So
yeah, right.
But yes, I just a little bit of time and a little bit of grace on both sides, and usually we can come to an agreement with little to no issue.
Yep. As a racer, I've always, if I knew I screwed up, I was always, I'm going to go apologize. You better let them cool down. No, because then I'm not going to go over there.
Right.
And I was always the first. I got into Rod Richards, I've raced him for years out here, and great racer, great guy. I love racing with him. I know I can trust him. And I got into him last year because somebody checked up, and I about turned him, and I felt terrible. So I'm like, well, I guess we better go down there and see how Rod feels about it. And he's like, no, you're all right, but this other son of a bitch. And, we start talking, and I just enjoy talking with him. But I've always felt that if it was me, whether they like it or not, or they're mad, I'm going down there. Mm-hmm. And I don't think I've ever walked away with a problem, and then the next week you see him, and you're shooting the breeze with him, and everything's good.
Yeah.
So there's been a few times though the walking has ended up with some fists. A couple years ago out here, I hadn't had enough.
Pecker Tom's had to get time to play.
It was broken window net and a left-handed hook to the face. And everybody's sitting going. It was I just forgot his name. He raced stock car and he's pitted by Jay Schmidt and I all the time. Oh, I feel terrible, but I turn around, he's just, oh my God, did you just putt? I'm like, yep, I'm tired of it. Can't remember his name. Michael Jeanette. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Michael Jeanette. Yeah. Yeah, I think you had heard about it. You go, well, I didn't read no reports about that or something. I'm like, yeah, it was just a one and done deal.
It was a quiet deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, that Michael Jeanette thing, that's a Jerry thing. He did that one time. I never forgot it. So because it's how Michael sounds when he talks.
Yeah.
Because when Jerry calls him Michael Jeanette. So, see, Jerry, we should just call this the Jerry episode, really. We could say he's been on, but he really hasn't.
But getting back to that, some of those other, like Swanee said, what the payouts actually cost you, what it costs the racers, what it costs to have track and concession workers, stuff that we kind of brushed on earlier.
Jason nailed that, you know, because you can. That's one thing that Lottie's like a fortune teller on. Like he can just look up and go, "Yep, lost $1,200," and you're like, "Well, no, it was $1,150. How the hell did you do that?"
Yeah.
He just knows. You've been around it so long, but definitely bringing in the economics of it. And that was your comment you made on it.
Yeah, I mean,
the amount of money that sits at the racetrack, untouched, nothing's running. You're talking millions of dollars of equipment.
Like my example was Super Nationals. Just think of the personal cars, the trucks, the four-wheelers, the golf carts, the concession stand. I mean, just think of what's on the property that week.
Right.
Just blows your mind.
Hell, I bet
just a weekly show.
I bet there's $20,000 in Pepsi bottles in those semi-trailers.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it is insane.
Yeah.
But that's what it takes. And you think of events all around the world, like Super Bowl. Like think of all that shit. But just on our little track,
little dirt track,
and here we've got this massive, large scale thing.
Yeah.
And the haulers that roll through. And I used to sit at that pit gate, and you'd see some of those haulers come in, and you just look up, and you're like, "What do these people do for a living?"
Yeah, but we're doing it wrong.
We're doing something wrong.
100%.
It's going on to what you say there with them toters. Emma lives out in Pahrump, Nevada, and she's with Jake Pike.
Jake Pike, yep.
And he come back for Christmas one time, and I took him over to a race shop at Schroeder's in Iowa Falls, and he was just, wow. And you don't understand. I didn't understand it or know because I don't live out there. But for them to say our home track's 3.5 hours away,
crazy,
and for them to say we have to drive 5 hours to get fuel and tires, and we all gang up and do it in one vehicle, and you just go, now I know why they have toters out there.
Yeah,
because the hotel expenses and everything. I mean, I wouldn't want to race if I had to drive 7 hours to race.
Yeah, we're pretty fortunate.
You come to Iowa. 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes. And
that's after a bunch of them have closed.
Yeah.
Like the early to mid 90s, the choices, all the tracks that you used to go to. I mean, it's just incredible.
Yeah.
It's incredible what we still have.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with you. Like we're very fortunate with what we have today and very fortunate with the people that keep these things running. But yeah, I could not imagine 3.5 hours, 4 hours, one way. And then some of the guys that have run for national points and even won them over the years, the distances they've traveled.
Right.
And even in the Midwest with Mike Nichols, he used to drive out into Nebraska, Kansas. But yeah, Chaz, I'm pretty sure he put some miles on.
Yeah, for sure.
Getting to tracks and stuff. So, but there are a lot of misconceptions in the dirt track racing world, and I even have times where, and I'm not one that I don't think I know everything. But I'm like, I've been around this a while, and then something will come up, and I'm like, damn, I had no idea. So you learn all the time different things, and then see what different people go through.
Yeah.
And not necessarily go through, but like they dedicate themselves to this stuff.
Yep.
This is their vacation. They do this all year long, but this is what they spend their extra funds on, and that's pretty cool.
A lot of money spent. To be successful in the racing world, promoter or racer, it takes somebody that can adapt quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Katie can contest to this. Something will happen at the racetrack. Somebody's got to be able to split moment, do this. And then they're like, how did you think of that? It just happens.
Yep.
Because at the racetrack, I don't care what anybody says. All the what ifs, when you get 4,000 people there, then what ifs will happen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to be able to figure it out then.
Yep.
Because then the show just keeps rolling. I remember one night in Webster, the light pole caught on fire when I was promoting. And it was I think it was an all-star invitational race or something, and Jim Standard and I think Brett was there, and I got a text, says light pole's on fire, and I look over at turn 1, and I'm like, oh my God, it is on fire. And it was a fair race, and I had my boom truck there. Out the tower, I went to the boom truck up, fixed the wires, and we weren't even down 20 minutes back racing, and everybody just kind of thought it was an intermission. Jim's like, how did you know what to do? I'm like, you just got to be able to go.
Yep.
Right. You know, just go. And the people that can do that, promoting-wise, you know, like Lottie, I've known him since a little kid, but not knew him till like 2012. The guy'd give you the shirt off his back.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But that guy can think of anything instantly. Or he has an idea, and you're like, no, we're not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah,
Hey, come on,
right.
bud, you know?
Or he'll tell you he doesn't have any idea, but he's seen that happen somewhere along the line, and this is what we did.
Yeah.
Or,
Right.
you know, the institutional knowledge that he carries with him is
Yeah.
And the best is if I come up with something, he's like, you can do it and try it your way.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see what happens.
In other words, it better work.
Yeah, and it's like, you've done this before. I know you have, but he's like, let's see if you can do it. You know?
It's like Super Nationals when it rains. Brett and everybody's got to adapt quickly. What can we do to eliminate that's not going to hurt the show?
Yes.
And then, of course, somebody's always mad. I mean, one year it affected me bad on points. You know, feature-wise, our first feature didn't count that Wednesday when it rained terribly. And I'm like, well, that just screws me, but oh well, it's everybody. It affected everybody, so let's move on and let's go.
Right. And that's a good point, because when they do have to make decisions on the fly like that, it's not just as simple as saying we're going to do this, because you do one thing and it affects a whole other batch of stuff.
Yep.
So yeah, there's that the couple years that we have fought weather just nonstop the whole time. Those were the ones where I sat there and was like, man, these guys got it together, because to be able to come together as quickly as they had to and make calls and do things and put on 4 heat races at 4:30 in the morning, because that's when we could.
Which sucks
And it's horrible, but you look back and it's like, if we didn't do that one thing, this whole thing falls apart.
Yep.
Right.
So it's something to witness and to hear about, and hopefully stick in our memories, and we don't have to live it again.
Exactly. What was it, 2 years in a row? I'm like, I'm just going home. I'm not coming down.
Yep. 2020 was the year that would not let go. It was like, it'd been so bad. And then, God, we went from shorts and T-shirts to Carhartts and signing in drivers for 2 nights at 2 in the morning.
But when it's cold, I'm like, no electrical problems this time.
Right? But when it's hot, different story.
Yo, man, I'm just sitting there looking at my phone like, don't ring. Just don't ring. I remember, I'll never forget the one year I'm sitting in staging. You might remember this. The caution lights all quit. This was a long time ago. And I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, wonder what's going on. And all of a sudden, my window net comes down. Hey, we need you up front stretch. The lights are out. I go, I'm racing next. Are you kidding me? So they bring me to the infield, and I'm like, oh, God.
Gotta get out of his car and fix
So
it.
I find the fuse that's blown to the track lights, and I literally got in, and I won the heat race, thank God. You know, I got a standing ovation. But I'm like, are you kidding me right now? I've got a race. Don't put me in this position.
So if people want to know how you got the nickname the Flyin Electrician, there's a good key right there.
Yeah. Crazy times. Like I said, anything that can happen will happen at a racetrack.
That's for damn sure. Well, I said that I like Chris's comment the most. Megan Bennett's was pretty heartfelt. That was one that talked about family and the sacrifice that they make to go, and they're one that their family, they travel in that toter. They got a hobby with a toter. Well, but it's a hobby, and they take it pretty seriously. So
I think I'd seen it like after 45 minutes after you posted that question, and I'm like, wow, there's 67 comments. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it did. There was almost 80, I think, when I grabbed everything off there. But really good engagement. We really thank everybody that jumps into that and puts 2 minutes of their time in to type in a comment, but it means a lot. And, we all appreciate it. And it's good to get everybody's kind of like their perspective.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and, as we always say, like, keep engaging. That's what keeps this thing going. Mm-hmm. And it gives us stuff to talk about. And, it makes us look smarter because then we can.
And that's not hard to do, by the way.
But, on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel, share all of our stuff. We try to put out as much entertaining content as we can, and it looks like we're getting help with people from sending us voicemails and all kinds of stuff. So,
and my dad, again, 70, I got to do the math on it, 3 years old.
Doug's 72.
73. The reels. Yeah. He's like, where's those short videos at? So, G, when I'm messaging you like, hey, are we putting out reels? Those are for my dad.
Keeps him engaged.
But he loves them. Like, and they'll watch the whole show, but then he's like, oh, those little ones, they're funny. And he goes, that guy with the red hair, he's funny as hell. So now he's going to be pissed. He's like, where's he at?
Yeah.
But
our ratings just took a dip because Jonathan had to go to work. So
well, if they jump, I guess we'll know.
Yeah, right.
This is a good thing. But
yeah, but
we listen all the time when we're wiring in Lincoln. We don't get to watch it. We're listening on my speaker deal, and the Pecker Tongs one. Lincoln looks at me and his face kind of gets red and he's dying laughing. I go, what did he just say? And then the other thing's the jet ski story. I'm in the scissors lift wiring lights. And what's his boy's name?
Ivan.
And all I can hear is, Ivan! And I could close my eyes and see Jonathan's face screaming and see his boy going, I can visually see this happening because he could tell a story and you could just sit there and go,
I feel like you're there.
Oh yeah.
And you think, man, I thought I was a dumb shit at times. Him and I would be trouble growing up. But it's so funny to be able to be 40 feet away from the speaker, not see the picture on your phone, and be in a scissors lift and go, I can just see these jet skis right now colliding.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I laugh constantly.
Well, maybe we'll have to have you over in case we have any lighting issues when we have our little contest in Jonathan's stock car for the ass tattoo. Have you heard about this?
Oh, no. Yeah. I'm not getting an ass tattoo.
No. It's the four of us. It's me and Cody, Jonathan, and Garrett. And whoever turns the slowest lap's getting an ass tattoo.
Ooh.
So everybody's got to sign for this.
You two are probably going to be okay. And I don't know about Garrett. These guys have all been in a race car.
Poor Garrett's like, what the hell did I do? Cody he spun some laps in a sprint car, but putting him in a lead sled, it's going to be, I think it's going to be pretty even. You know what I'm excited for? I really doubt this is going to happen. But man, if I could get the right track and if I could beat Jonathan in his own car, that would be fantastic.
I think I can get you off the hook. Include Jerry, because he'll wreck the son of a bitch.
Oh, shit. He has to go last.
Jerry will not get in a race car, and I was even going to let him at practice. And he's like, oh, I'll get in it. I'm like, you going to get in it? No.
Really? No. He backed out? Come on, Jerry.
That guy has wrecked everything he's owned.
No shit.
And there's a reason he can't race, because I've tore up my fair share of stuff, but that guy wrecked everything.
Is this the reason he plays the game and everything? Because you don't want to put a full tank of gas in something in case he wrecks it?
It might be because he doesn't want to siphon it out.
All right. See, we're getting to we're learning so much.
Yeah. He was not the racer. I can tell you that right now.
So there's a reason he was on the mic instead of on the steering wheel.
He was flagging and announcing, I think, when he was probably 12 or 13, 14. I mean, that's all he's done, but I don't think he would race. He's wrecked everything he's owned. He even tried to kill an old... I'll tell you, let's just do some Jerry stories. What the hell? We're here real quick.
Why not?
So I remember Vets Auditorium, which is now... What is it called now? But anyways,
It's like credit union or whatever that is.
So when Dad, we'd race all summer, and then Mom and Dad would do their thing in the winter, and it was the Home and Garden Show.
Okay. Oh my God.
So great. I'm home. I don't know where my brother Jamie is. Maybe he's home. I don't know. And the phone rings. And I'm like, and that's when it was the...
Hell yeah.
So that's how old we are, Cody. So I'm like, hello? Hey, you got to get a hold of Mom and Dad. I'm like, what's wrong? Oh, I've been in a bad car accident. We hit an old lady, a telephone pole, a house, wrecked 3 cars. I'm like, and I'm like, this is awesome. This is awesome. I'm 12 years old, 13. He goes, you got to call down to Vet's Auditorium and get a hold of Mom and Dad because no cell phones existed. So I'm like, this is awesome. This is great.
How the hell do you look up the number to Vet's Auditorium? That's what I want to know.
I don't even remember how I got it. I don't know if I made a collect call, but I called down there and I'm like, I don't remember even how I got to the front desk because I was just like, this is awesome. This is happening. and this lady, I'll never get this lady answer. And I said, yeah, I have an, and I'm a little kid. I'm like, I have an emergency. And she's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, my parents are down there and my brother's been in an accident and I need to get a hold of them. And she's like, okay, who do I ask for? So all I hear is, attention, Vet's Auditorium. We need a Roger or Joanne Vansickel to the emergency desk immediately. And at this time, I'm like, this is awesome. Oh, this is great. And I'm not even concerned if he's dead or not. I'm like, this is awesome. So my mother, who I'm pretty sure in her past life was a Navy Navy person on a ship because she could cuss like no other.
Really?
And he wrecked her car. Ooh. Her pride and joy. So she gets on. She's like, hello? And I'm like, Mom. I'm like, you got to come home, you and Dad. Why? What's going on? I'm like, Jerry wrecked your car. And I'm not even going to repeat the words because Gary will just be bee the whole time. And 3 minutes later, we'll be back on air. And, I'm just laughing hysterically because this is great because he wasn't supposed to take the car and go anywhere. So lo and behold, him and his buddy decide. Now, mind you, it's a Dodge Chrysler 400 4-cylinder, and his buddy, it's a 4-door, and his buddy's in a 2-door 400. They decide they're going to drag race in Radcliffe on a wet road, just raining. And a poor little Vera Busman was her name. Dodge Daytona, nice car. So 3 Dodge cars. She decides that she's going to pull out while they're racing, not knowing, and they both hit her. Wipe out a telephone pole, wipe out a trailer home, wipe her out.
Holy.
The car was 16 feet, and it came home 8 feet. It's just smashed. Oh. It was like Christmas to me because I thought my mom and dad had just got there. I didn't care. I thought it was funny. I'm not.
Oh, brothers are awesome. This is great.
He could have came home with an arm like this. I'd be like, yeah, it's awesome. And I can't remember the late model guy's trailer that they borrowed. Vern Thorson. And I remember the truck and trailer coming home and the screaming, and I'm like, I love it. This is great. I don't even feel bad.
Wow. So
that was his first thing he ever wrecked.
So he crashed that up. Now tell us about the Tootsie Roll, because I saw this on. I think I saw it on a comment where you said
it was Jesus. Let's just start off with I had the temper, and it was. You better hope somebody pulled me off. It just didn't stop. Uh-huh. So this is so stupid on how this happened. But you remember Brock's Pick and Mix? You get the Tootsie Rolls and you put it in a bag and you bought it by the pound. Well, Mom and Dad would bring groceries home and then bring home a goddamn bag of candy, and then it was just divided up to us 3 brothers. And I got a sweet tooth. So, 15 minutes, my 100 pounds is gone. I'm like, yeah. So I come home from school one day. And I'm like, God, I wish I had some candy, and I don't. I ate all mine. So I'm like, screw it. I'll eat Jerry's. So I damn near ate the whole bag. So I don't know if he come home from school. He was driving, and he was a sophomore because I think he went to prom with a cast on his nose or something. But anyways, this is brotherly love. It is what it is. He makes fun of me all the time. So these are good stories to laugh about because I'm going to take him to my grave just laughing. Uh-huh. And I hear, son of a bitch, go eat my candy. And here he come up the stairs, and I was in Mom and Dad's room watching Tool Time or Home Improvement reruns. Yeah. And the next thing I know, he's just a wailing on me. And I'm taking fists and shots and getting screamed at. And finally, I'd had enough, and he got up. And I gave him a 1, 2, 3 right hook and just dropped him. And he was looking north, and his nose was looking east. True story.
Okay.
And he hit the ground, and I turned around, and I kept watching TV. And Mom and Dad had just come home, and I'm like, I am in so much trouble. I'm going to get my ass beat. I'm 12, 13 years old, something like that, 11. And I hear my mom, cussing again, 3-minute bleeps, and they leave and go to the hospital or wherever, and then all of a sudden I hear the stairs, and it's Dad. I'm like, I am so dead. And Dad comes up, he goes, all right, tell me the damn story. And I tell him, he goes, well, I guess he shouldn't have left his candy out. And I'm like, whoo, because Dad could have his belt off before you could say, ouch. So I'm just like, all right. Right. This ain't so bad. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
He called it a cheap shot, but I'd had enough.
So if we put you two in a ring right now, how do you think it'd turn out?
He's my brother. I wouldn't do nothing.
Yeah. Till he took your Tootsie Roll. Or, no, well, whatever. Till he yelled at you about the Tootsie Roll or whatever it might be. That's funny.
But no, yeah.
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah, that's funny.
It just brothers.
Oh, man, I couldn't even imagine, on the phone, hearing the intercom go off of the vet's auditorium. And you're sitting in there watching a concert or whatever, and you're like, what the hell?
Yeah, and they, like I said, they had just got there, and I just laughed the whole time. I think I laughed for 3 hours straight till I came home. I'm like, this is great.
Nobody died, but...
Nobody died.
Everybody's,
him, Super Nationals. There's so many stories about him, but my two brothers, they liked to drink when they were younger, and I didn't drink. I still don't drink, and I'll never. Do you remember the Wisconsin beer tent?
Yeah.
Do you ever hear the stories of that?
I mean, I know what went on, I guess, but
it was just a bunch of Wisconsin guys, and it was beer fest, and that was the year that I almost got beat up by 40-year-old men, and I was 12 or 13 because. When the races got over, Dad said on that Saturday night, be home before the sun comes up. So, I'm 13 years old, and Jamie's 15, and Jerry's 17, whatever, and, I'm just a loose cannon around the speedway having a blast, and they're drunker than a skunk, and this guy had a potato gun, and he's shooting it, and I walk up, and I'm like, wow. And he goes, you want to shoot it? I said, yeah. He goes, that modified right just over there is my car. He goes, just aim at it and do whatever you want to it. So, I mean, I'm loading, this is true story. Can't make this shit up. I'm loading potato, and this modified door is just gone because I'm destroyed it. And all of a sudden I hear, what the? And I'm like, looking around. Well, it wasn't this guy's car.
Oh, shit.
So this guy's like, who the hell is shooting my car? And I'm like, and I dropped this potato gun, and I'm on a dead sprint. I don't even remember where I ran. And these old guys are chasing me. Just destroyed this car. I mean, the body was destroyed. It was a green modified. I remember that.
I've heard some shit on Super Nationals, but I never heard a potato gun destroying a modified.
Oh, man.
That's pretty good.
It was good. And then my brothers were so drunk, they said, you got to drive us home. I go, I'm 13. So here I'm in the Dodge Lancer, and the sun's starting to, it's coming. So, I'm on Highway 30, and I drive to 35, and my brothers are passed out in the back, and I start to pull off at the Ellsworth exit, and that's when the on-ramp and off-ramp were like this. Here comes a state patrolman.
Oh, man.
And I'm 13. I'm barely over the dash, and I'm like, I'm dead. I'm going to jail, And I'll never forget the eye contact that I made with him, don't shoot me. And he looked at me like, what the hell are you doing driving? Right. And it was that, it felt like an eternity. There was this, and he never turned around, and I got home, got the brothers in the house, and the sun started to come up, and I hear the bedroom door open, and Dad goes, you guys just made it. So then he finds out they'd been drinking, and I think this was the same time. We had 3 acres of grass, and their punishment was you're push mowing the whole yard.
Oh, baby.
So I'm dying laughing, and I'm sitting by the LP tank, and it's got to be the same time this happened, and I am laughing hysterically, and my mom says, you better shut the hell up before something happens to you. And I'm like, whatever. Next thing I know, a rock this big out of the push mower smokes me in the skull and knocks me clean out. So that was kind of when I learned what karma was, because I'm pointing and laughing, and I'm like, where am I? What just happened? And my mom's like, that's why you shut your mouth.
That's
Yeah.
great.
We're going to have Jason back on and tell some more stories.
Yeah, 100%. Yes, 100%. Well, we'll wrap things up. Jason, we want to thank you for coming on, and
You bet.
This has been a good time. We had some good food, right? Boots Barbecue
Great
hooked us
food.
up,
Yes.
and we got to hear some good stories about Jerry, and
Definitely did.
got to dive into your racing career and your promoting and whipping sticks, and then the time you didn't want to whip sticks anymore, and all the things, So we do appreciate you coming in.
Hey, bet. Anytime. Just give me a
Yeah, I
shout.
just hope Bobcat's got the Adobe on lockdown at this point. So
I got a text that the Boone County Jail had a recent one come in, so I don't know if he had to haul old Doug Johnson in there. I'm not
Yeah.
really sure. I don't know. We'll maybe get some details. Our next podcast, though, we know where it's going to be
yeah,
at the big race party.
yep, we're gonna try and shoot an episode with Matt, right?
Matt Avila.
Yeah, Matt Avila is
Yep.
gonna be on with us. So
I don't know that we have announced a future guest on a podcast yet, so now we're telling the world
Mm-hmm.
Matt Avila is our next one. So
yep, yeah, and so when this comes out Tuesday, we have our big regional duels that night. So
Yep.
so that'll be cool the day this comes out, and our first trip back since 2002. So it's pretty cool. We had a good weekend wrestling and at the conference tournament. We got second overall and had some champions and stuff.
Awesome.
And then juniors got, both Calvin and Cooper try to qualify for state. So we're wrapping up a little bit on wrestling stuff.
better
So
pump and full of vitamin C.
yeah,
That,
that's no
they-
joke
if
right
they
now.
got that shit that I had.
Yeah, that's
no
no
good.
joke. A
No
little
good.
touch and go practice today. So
Yeah, I imagine so.
But anyway, we do want to thank everybody for continuing to engage with us, right? And listen, share, subscribe, all the things. But
Yep. Keep engaging.
yeah, we're going to start giving stuff away weekly. Give away some swag stuff. We have some watermelons and wood chips apparel that's on the website, and we'll start giving some of that stuff away as we go. And we want to thank obviously Central Iowa Diesel Performance, Weir's Machine, Logue Fabrication, Adobe Lounge, Boots Barbecue, whether or not
Elmquist.
Towing, and like I said, if you guys have any inclination and want to help out the show, we are all ears. So reach out to us on that. But I don't have anything else. But like I said, thank you again for coming on the show.
You bet.
We'll get this buttoned up, and then we'll be back at the old Bobcat den.
We'll see if Jonathan can stick around for his race party.
Yeah, right. He might have to. Yeah, it might have to work. But
Hopefully not.
Yeah. Thanks again, everybody, and continue to watch. But you've been watching Watermelons and Wood Chips. We'll see you next week.
Now, hold on a minute. I mean, I know one time you wiped that pole out pretty good down there. Stand that shit down.